This next exercise we're doing is front raises on an incline. For shoulders, I like to do a lot of Olympic style lifts, and I'll usually warm up with those. These type of exercises really focus on building the rounded calves. So we'll get started. You'll notice I have the massive 10-pound weights. Again, this is an exercise and a workout that you want to leave your ego at the door. It's not about how much you can lift. It's about controlling the weight through every single rep, through the entire set, and really focusing and pinpointing exactly which muscle you want to grow. And that's the point of bodybuilding. So let's get started. And with this, it's the same idea. It's 5 sets of 8, and you want to raise up, pinkies up. And I notice I don't go all the way down either. If you go down here, you lose that tension on the muscle. So holds, almost to perpendicular, holds, I guarantee you will feel it, even with just 10 pounds, if you're holding at the top and controlling your range of motion. And you'll notice after a few sets, hey, your shoulders will be swole, and you know it's working. So we're in the second week of June, and this is part of my prep and training for the Olympia. I always say there are days off, but there is no off season. You constantly have to be thinking about how you want your physique to look and working towards that every day. Even when you're taking a rest day, I'm thinking about how I can better myself in the upcoming weeks, whether it's physically or mentally. So let's get started on our second set. One of the benefits about shoulders, with the exception of the rear delt, is that you can see them. So if you're having trouble with your mind-muscle connection, set the bench in front of the mirror like I've done and pay attention. Make sure your dominant arm is lifting the same as your non-dominant arm. Make sure your elbows are, for the most part, straight, or they're both even. The whole goal of building the aesthetic physique is making sure you're doing things equally with both sides. We're breaking machines with giant 10-pound dumbbells, doing front raises, having a blast. So this next exercise is for the rear delts, and it's cable crossover. You can also do it on the pec deck, but I prefer doing it on the cables because you can adjust the height, and also it's a freer range of motion. A lot of times on the pec deck, your arms are a little bit lower, so you're going to be hitting lats when you really want to hit your rear delts. So this is something where mind-muscle connection comes into play even more, because it's a muscle that you can't see, you have to feel it, and it's a muscle that is oftentimes neglected, but it's an aesthetically pleasing muscle. So this is a very, very important exercise. So let's get started. And you're gonna do 4 to 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And the cool thing about this exercise is even though you can't see the muscles, if you squeeze your shoulder blades at the very end, you really feel it in the rear delts. And the other thing, again, to remember, try not to get too high with the arms and try to bring them to parallel when you're out here rather than down here. Because if you drop your arms, you're gonna be recruiting those lats, and that's something for back day, not for shoulder day. And again, you'll see I'm not working with a ton of weight here. It's 15 pounds, but when your time under tension is increased and you're holding each rep and really focusing, the weight does get pretty heavy. So you'll see. I want to make sure I'm in the middle of both cables too, and that I'm working both arms evenly. Just like that. So we just wrapped up filming for a little YouTube video for shoulders and how I actually work my shoulders, and getting some tips and tricks, and I'm sore already. We just wrapped up the shoulder exercises, and I wanted to go over a few things. If you don't have a cable crossover machine, you can certainly do the rear delts exercise on an incline bench. You can do it on the pec deck. With any of these workouts, make do with what you have. So a little ingenuity, just making sure that you keep that time under tension to about a minute per set, and really focusing on the muscle group that you're trying to focus on. So a lot of the isolation, even with the compound movements, even when I'm doing pull-ups, for example, I'm gonna be focusing more on the lats. So it's really important to develop that mind-muscle connection and work first on the muscles that you can see. The shoulders, the quads, you can see those working, so you can develop that strong connection. And then move it to the hamstrings, the back, later on, and really use that technique as far as increasing time under tension, and 5 sets of 8 to 10, a lot of volume and slow, and it will help you build that aesthetic physique. So that's it for this series. I'm Erin Stern. Join me for the next time. So we just finished, and I'm still holding the microphone. We had a really, really good workout. John's videoing from over there. I don't know where to look. It's all happening so fast.
Some guy can goofy.